Hi there. Today we're talking about some surprising things I never knew about Kazakhstan until I got inside. And I have spent some years in Kazakhstan right now. So without wasting much of our time, if you're here for the first time, my name is Abraham Salakor. An educator, which is a teacher. I love to mentor people. I love to share my story. I love to share my experience in Kazakhstan or as a foreigner in a different country. I just love talking. And if you think that is something you might learn from, I need you to take a seat, relax, and hear my story. So, the first surprising thing about Kazakhstan, which I got to know when I got into Kazakhstan, is that Kazakhstan is a land of wanderers, which means Kazakh people are or were wanderers, which means they were nomadic in nature, the lifestyle of nomads, before settling finally and building this beautiful country. So coming to Kazakhstan, when you go to most Kazakh shops, one thing I noticed is that their breads are they get hard easily. I don't know, maybe because I believe their breads don't have yeast, or is it yeast or something? That thing that makes bread soft. Is it butter or yeast or something that makes it rise? So Kazakh breads in the space of, if you don't buy a fresh bread in the space of maybe 10 to 5 hours of the bread being made or baked, you get to eat something extremely hard. And one thing I have noticed about Kazakhs is that when they buy these breads, they cut them and they dip them into soups, which means it's kind of works with their mode of food. But for foreigners like myself, that I eat bread with eggs and bread eggs, which means I need my bread soft and mushy. Let me put it that way. It's totally different for myself. And I think that comes from their history of eating bread that can last long enough for the weather, for the harsh weather, and still enjoy and move on with their lives. Number two is that everything Kazakh is all about the horse. We have Kazakhs as horse riders, amazing horse riders. I read somewhere that Kazakhstan is actually the home of horse domestication. That I am going to leave that to be checked, or and I stand corrected by native Kazakhs if you're watching this video. But one thing is that everything or a large percentage of Kazakh lifestyle is around the horse. Also, let me come back from history. Well, I would say because of Kazakh's history, horse riders, something, and when your horse grows tired or old, now this is the question I would like Kazakhs to answer, and hopefully I'm trying to start a podcast where I get to make people answer my questions. Especially I want to invite Kazakhs to answer these questions. The thing is that Kazakhs ride horses. Why? Two, Kazakhs eat horses. And well, we know Kazakhs drink horse milk, which is kumis. Yeah, it's a delicious horse milk. I think it's a bit fermented, so which means it has a degree of alcohol there. So if you're a foreigner coming to Kazakhstan, watch out. Now back to that. I still trying to find the balance between Kazakhs riding horses. Although I joke with it, but I am yet to find a Kazakh to explain why. Uh, how do I explain this? The reason that when Kazakhs ride horses, do they eat the same horses they ride? Or they eat the horses when they grow old? Or they eat totally, maybe they will eat wild horses, or there's this special breeds of horses they eat, which are different from the ridden ones. So I just want to understand. Now, you might say, oh, that is different. My culture is different. I should also know that I am Nigerian, and I know some Nigerians that eat snake meat. Yeah, some Nigerians eat. I have eaten snake meat before. Yeah, yeah, that might not be right. You might like, that was the. I felt the same when I came to Kazakhstan, and people say they eat horse meat. I'm like, what? But now I do too. So, yeah. Number three thing I discovered about Kazakhstan, which I should have discovered about Kazakhstan, is that Kazakhstan is the world's largest landlocked country. Now, that said, I think Kazakhstan is number ninth largest country in the world, but it's the world's largest landlocked, which means, but by landlocked, if you're a geographical student, it means that Kazakhstan does not share its border with any large body of water, which means Kazakhstan is bordered by different countries on all sides. I think to the north we have Russia, to the east or west. To the east is China. I think to the south we have the Stans, Uzbekistans, and the likes. Yeah, and to the west, I've forgotten. Maybe Turkey. I'm not sure. Maybe no, no. I'm not, I don't think it's Turkey. Some stands, Ukraine, basically. Oh God, I hope my geography is good. So now, what's the implication of this? First of all, the implication of this is that it has some effect on the economy of Kazakhstan, because if you don't have control on your waterways, you have to depend on countries that surround you for trades, for some other things. I don't want to go into the economics of that. I'm a science student, for God's sake. But as a result of what I have just said, you can feel the effect on some of their goods, their products. I noticed that some of these seafood, sea products, because of the control they probably don't have, their sea products, their, like fish, some other things are kind of expensive compared to chicken and other forms of meat. The next thing is that Kazakhs have this culture of remembering the seventh generation. And it works this way. The angle I've been told about it is that you cannot or should not marry somebody that is in the next seven generations in your family. So, for example, this is my anybody that is related to me within the seventh generation is not marriable. Am I correct, or marriageable? Marriable. So, if I am here, anybody that is related to my father, my grandfather, great grandfather, great great grandfather, great 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 grandfather, to the seventh level, I must not marry the person. So it is considered as incest in Kazakhstan. So observe the seventh generation before you start your marriage. Check. It is mandatory in Kazakhstan. Make sure you check that and don't marry your family members. Don't do that. Which I respect. I think that's so beautiful. Do that and don't do anything crazy. But these are some beautiful things I have figured out, or I got to learn when I got into Kazakhstan. And that's it. If I have any other thing, I'll let you know. And hopefully on this channel, I plan to also talk more, not just about Kazakhstan. I want to talk about other things too. So God helping me, I have the opportunity to do that. So thank you. If you were still chanced, I would like you to watch my other videos. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. And see you in the next one. Goodbye.